faculty please be seated? On behalf of the Board of Education and the faculty of the Red Oak Community School District, I welcome you to this commencement ceremony. I want to thank all of you for coming, and particularly for the roles that you've played in supporting and preparing today's graduates for this important step, this next step in their journey. I especially want to thank our guests of honor, the class of 2022, for all they have given of themselves and all of their contributions to the school district, to the community, and to their families. We are all very proud of you. Each year, I try to find some words of wisdom that might serve you as you embark on this next chapter of your lives. This year, I was reminded of two sayings that seem particularly appropriate. Know thyself, and to thine own self be true. Thyself was the adage that appeared above the Temple of Delphi. The ancient Greeks understood the importance of knowing one's own character, because acknowledging our values, our beliefs, our desires, our dispositions, and even our limitations is the only means to achieve our true and ultimate fulfillment. Shakespeare expanded on this idea by writing the phrase, "To thine own self be true." In doing so, he warned us against acting in ways that defy or contradict our nature. He encouraged us not to worry so much about pleasing others, comparing ourselves to peers, or striving to meet some arbitrary social standards, but rather living our own lives without compromise or regret. Shakespeare challenged us to be our own men and women. These sentiments have echoed through the ages, and they are as relevant today as when they were first written. Various philosophers, theologians, and authors have wrestled with these ideas, and their conclusions can be distilled into some very practical wisdom that should resonate with all of us. Graduates, I would borrow from these sources, particularly from John Gordon, the author of Seeds, and from Pastor Rick Warren, the author of The Purpose-Driven Life, to offer you some insight that may be helpful as you embark on the next chapter of your lives. The most important thing I want you to remember is that each and every one of you has been placed on this earth for a very specific purpose. The most important thing you can do in this life is to find your purpose, to live your purpose, and to share your purpose. It's the only thing in life that really matters, and if you don't pursue it, nothing else will fill the void. To find your purpose, you must follow your passion. You may not know what your passion is right now, and that's okay, but you should make it your mission to find it. As you look for what you love, remember that your purpose is the reason why you love it. Honor your love and nurture your passion. Throughout life's journeys, you should always take time to reflect on where you've been, where you are, and where you're going. Don't be afraid to change directions, but make sure you do so for the right reasons. Don't quit because something seems difficult or you find yourself in a tough spot. Challenges strengthen us and storms pass. So don't give in and don't give up. You should alter your course only when you know in your heart that you're called to do something different, or the path you are on is leading you away from your true purpose. A word of caution. As you seek your true calling, don't forget that your work does not define you as a person. What defines you is your character and your direction. It's important to remember that your dream job is not necessarily the job that you dreamed of. Most people will change careers 12 times through the course of their lives. Regardless of how many times you do so, I want you to learn from every job, every experience, and every relationship, because these prepare you and direct you toward that which you were born to do. Through all the ups and downs in your life, do your very best to be hopeful and optimistic. The quest for personal fulfillment is not a straight line. Some people discover their path at an early age, but most of us experience twists and turns, disappointments, and even failures. Regardless of how tortured your path may seem, stay the course, stay positive, and stay faithful to your purpose. Finally, I would encourage you not to rush the future. You may want things to happen now, but if they did, you might not be ready for them. Every dish requires a bit of seasoning to make it tasty, and iron must be tempered to be strong and flexible. As people, we must experience trials and tribulations that season and temper us, that prepare us to be successful, grateful, wise, and happy. If you relentlessly seek your purpose, you will be happy and you will find success. Perhaps not in your time, but in the right time. In the meantime, work hard, give back, and enjoy the ride. With that, class of 2022, I congratulate you and wish you the very best in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lorenz, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brett Blackman. I'm a proud 1996 Tiger alumni and honored to serve as president of the Red Oak Community School District Board of Directors. On behalf of the Board of Directors, welcome to the 2022 Red Oak Community District School Graduation Ceremony. If you've been to our graduations in the past, you'll notice one important change this year. The Red Oak Community School District was led out by our faculty. 75 graduating seniors were led out throughout the processional by our amazing faculty. This is symbolic to recognize the amazing teachers we have in Red Oak and the incredible impact they have on our students. They play important roles to make graduation ceremonies like today possible. Teachers educate our children. They mentor, they coach, they challenge. And yes, sometimes occasionally they discipline them as well. They bring passion every day to teach our students to learn about academics and about life, preparing them to become adults. I've had the privilege to witness the impact of teachers my entire life. My father, Ken Blackman, is a 39-year retired educator with 36 years here in Red Oak. My wife has taught for 22 years, and my entire career at the university has been surrounded by the impact of education. I've seen it through the lens of former students of my father. It's not uncommon to have somebody stop me in town and reminisce and tell me about an impact they had on their own personal life when he was a coach, a teacher, or a principal. Recently, I witnessed a former elementary student here in Red Oak approach a current Red Oak teacher to express his gratitude for the teacher's mentorship throughout his life and through some challenges he had in his life recently. He was excited to share and express his gratitude for the good news of overcoming his personal challenges because of a Red Oak teacher. When I asked one of our graduating seniors, what do they think about when they reflect about a teacher here at Red Oak? They were quick to point out Mrs. Blumstead, who's retiring this year after 35 years of teaching here in Red Oak, as one example. They said, quote, "Mrs. Blumstead is an amazing teacher, and she cares about every single student and is passionate about helping them learn." Teachers are more than educators. They build important, meaningful relationships that help our students grow. These same examples could be said about every one of our faculty members that's here today in Red Oak. Now, students, please stand up for a moment. I would bet that each one of your parents can share a story about a teacher that influenced and impacted their lives growing up. When you reflect about today, tomorrow, or 25 years from now, about your time going to school in Red Oak, I have no doubt that you will remember the influence of your teachers here at Red Oak as your time growing up here. In life, you will have mentors at different points of your journey, but don't forget about those teachers that helped build your foundation here in Red Oak. Students, please turn around and give your teachers a round of applause. You can be seated now, students. Thank you. On behalf of the Red Oak School District Board of Directors, thank you to all of our teachers for your care, your passion, and your commitment you bring every day to make positive impacts on our students and on society. And students, always remember, once a tiger, always a tiger. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. It is my pleasure to introduce today's staff members selected to address the graduating class of 2022. Today's speaker was selected by a senior class vote about 6 weeks ago. Students could vote on any teacher they had in the past from preschool up until their senior year of high school. There were many votes for past elementary teachers, one administrator, not me by the way, and even some votes for teachers whom have retired already. However, when all the votes were tallied, there was one clear-cut winner. Our teacher speaker was hired 5 years ago, late in the summer of 2017. Since working for the school, they've been a true team player, changing buildings or teaching positions nearly every year without once ever complaining, as they always will do what's best for the school district. If you ask me why this person was selected by the seniors, I would tell you that it comes down to supporting them in virtually every aspect of their lives. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has been to more concerts, sporting events, or weekend tournaments than the teacher selected to speak today. It goes to show that teaching isn't just about content knowledge or instructional strategies, but more importantly, relationships. As you all grow into adulthood, I'm certain many of you will remember today's speaker for always being there. And if you don't remember them for supporting you in extracurriculars, you will certainly remember him for his fist bumps in the morning and upbeat tunes as you arrive to school. You guessed it. It is my honor to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Josh Kipley.
Thank you, Mr. Parent, for that introduction, and good afternoon for all those in attendance. Seniors, Wednesday night, I told you, you're not getting rid of me that easy. The speeches I have been asked to give in the past were postseason pregame volleyball speeches. For those of you that heard those speeches, this speech will have a similar format. Hopefully make you laugh, hit you right in the feelings, and leave you with a little motivation. I'm also a bit nervous, so if you'd kindly laugh at all of my jokes, that'll go a long way with settling those nerves. And no one is allowed to cry until I get off stage, or I might lose it as well. For those visitors and guests that don't know me, my name is Josh Kipley. This is my 5th year in the Red Oak School District. I did not know what Mr. Parent was going to say about me, so my next paragraph he covered. But you heard that right. The senior class selected a PE teacher to give a speech at graduation. As honored and humble as I was to be selected, I will do my best to make you proud of your selection. But I can't help but wonder, there is a little revenge on your mind. Let's make the man who made us do 6-minute runs in middle school, blew his whistle at us, and who has gotten to wear shorts and sweats to work for the last 5 years, let's make him dress up and give a speech on stage in front of everybody. And let's hope he doesn't tell bad jokes or quote High School Musical too much. I do have to say that this moment likely fulfills a dream my grandma's had for me when I was younger. As two matriarchs of a large German Catholic and Irish Catholic families, I'm sure they would be filled with joy to know they have a grandson dressed up in a robe, talking from a podium on a Sunday. They might have preferred it be a little earlier in the day. But Janice Lowe and Rose Kipley, hopefully this is close enough. With that being said, let's get to the subject of my homily today, the graduating class of 2022. As I moved here in August of 2017, I knew 2 people in town. The man who hired me and fittingly introduced me today, and a young lady that was my kindergarten teacher when she was beginning her teaching career, the legendary Miss Connie Dentlinger. I would start my full-time teaching career later that month at ROMS, Red Oak Middle School. The way the schedule was set up, I had 6th and 7th graders every day, all year long. The 8th graders I would have every day for a semester. Those 8th graders are currently seated before me today. That meant I saw them every day in class, and at lunch, me and the legendary Adam Heatbrink had lunch duty together with them as well. They were, as a class, the ones I got to know the best, and as I spent the most time with them that first year. I was introduced to them as typical, awkward teenage boys and your hip to the latest fashion teenage girls. But now I speak before them at their graduation, having been blessed to see them grow into responsible, caring, funny, compassionate, smart, creative, multi-talented, occasionally awkward young men and women. And that's no cap. Did I use that right, or was it cringe? Not teaching any high schoolers that year, I have always considered the class of 2022 to be the first class I see all the way through. I've been looking forward to this year for that very reason, as I am happy for them and all their accomplishments. And I am beyond proud of the outstanding people they have become. I've also dreaded this day a small bit, as it will sadden me to see them go. But that sadness quickly goes away when I think of all the many memories we made with the class of 2022. Fond memories include air guitar at middle school dances, watching them sing Country Roads after a big volleyball win, numerous dress-up days where I got to show off my Kip drip, and playing sick beats that were absolute bops and were a total vibe as DJ Kipley in the morning as they walked in. Aside from the many memories made, I am in awe of the many talents they have shown by attending many activities over the years. I could go on, but nobody likes a homily that goes on too long. High school for me was a time of making lifelong friends and lifelong memories. I hope you walk out of here today having made some lifelong friends, and hopefully I have played a small part in helping create some lifelong memories along the way. Now, graduates, do me a favor. Take a deep breath. Look to your left and to your right, and take a look around the gym. Not only is it filled with people who love you, but realize the history being made. It is likely the last time the class of 2022 in its entirety will all be in one place. After you walk out today, there will be 70 plus different paths taken. I hope that path you go on to create for yourself occasionally finds its way back here. Others will surely miss you and want to hear all the great things you're about to accomplish. Now, class of 2022, you may be thinking, is he going to wrap it up, or is he just going to keep going down memory lane and telling cringe jokes and trying to use our hip lingo? Well, take some mental notes, because here come the words of wisdom, the nuggets of knowledge. It comes from a saying Coach Erickson and I often tell our baseball players: play hard, have fun, be a great teammate. Play hard. In other words, work hard and do your best in all that you do. However it may apply to your future, do it with great effort and you will reap the rewards. Have fun. Although it's pretty self-explanatory, be sure to make memories along the way. When given the chance, go to that Jonas Brothers concert. Go on that vacation. Dress up in that funny costume and laugh often. Keep making memories that will last a lifetime. Lastly, be a great teammate. Whether that be to your significant other, your family, future coworkers, neighbors, and just plainly to all other humans. Be kind, be helpful, and be a positive influence on all those you may come in contact with. Because as the great philosophers Troy Bolton and Gabriel Montez once said, we're all in this together. All right, this busing speech is wrapping up. Thank you for this honor of speaking to you today. I know that you are loved and appreciated by all those here today. And always remember, once a tiger, always a tiger. Kipley out.
School attendance, class participation, involvement in extracurriculars, volunteering in our community, self-discipline, determination, and resilience All of these contribute to academic success. 48 graduating seniors have earned a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 or higher. We would like to recognize the seniors who have achieved academic success in the top 10% of this class. Please stand, stay standing, and be recognized when your name is called. In alphabetical order, they are Cameron Bass, Delaney Hall, Aiden Graham, Ryan Johnson, Trinity Lamar, Lennon O'Neill, and Stephanie Ramos. Congratulations. The honor of Salutatorian is bestowed on the graduating senior having the second highest academic cumulative grade point average for their high school program. As Salutatorian, this student is also awarded the J.R. Inman Scholarship, which is valued at $1,000. Mr. Inman was superintendent of Red Oak Community Schools from 1914 to 1944. Through scholarship, Mr. Inman continues his life's interest in encouraging higher education. It is my privilege to present the honor of Salutatorian to Trinity Lamar.
Hello, friends, family, and staff. I am Trinity Lamar, and I feel so extremely blessed to be up in front of you today. I've sincerely enjoyed growing up with these graduates that sit before me. Friends, thank you for the laughs and memories. Families, thank you for the encouragement and guidance. Staff, thank you for the countless hours and dedication to our education. And finally, hello, class of 2022. We have made it. After 13 years, it is finally our turn to step out into the world and see what our future holds. Class of 2022, thank you for never giving up through all the trials and tribulations we have been through, and proving that if there's a will, there's a way. I swear it was yesterday that we were freshmen, intimidated by the upperclassmen, but not only that, we were getting bused to different buildings due to the construction of the building. And then sophomore year came around. We definitely were a little bit more comfortable being high schoolers, but then COVID-19 hit. A spring break that was only supposed to last a week ended up lasting about 5 months. We never returned to finish the school year. All right, then junior year rolled around. We were allowed back at the school, but we were required to wear masks and somewhat social distance when possible. As we know, we were sent home on multiple occasions for quarantines and had to learn solely from our computers at home. And then we are here, senior year. We were never sent home for mass quarantines. We got to stay in the same building all day, and I would say this year has been pretty normal. However, our class is used to overcoming challenges and rolling with the punches. Even just a few days ago, we planned our senior trip 3 times because the parks we were planning on going to were closed on the day that our trip was. Nothing ever seemed for us. But then I began thinking, as I heard one of you say in our classes, when will I ever use this after high school? Although that phrase has definitely come out of my mouth multiple times, I realized something that we have all unknowingly learned and will actually help us in the real world. Remember all of those challenges that we've had to overcome? That is exactly how the real world is going to be. Things are unfair, confusing, and simply tough. But we have been persevering for years. So although I can't promise that you'll use the Pythagorean theorem after high school, I can confidently promise that these situations and opportunities will follow us forever and guide us in everyday situations. But you know who has also provided us with opportunities to guide us in the real world? Our teachers. Now, yes, I know they are the ones that assigned us homework and gave us tests. But teachers, I admire how you chose and choose every day to teach us, help us, and to mold us. Let's be honest, they are the main factor as to why we are sitting here today in our caps and gowns, graduating from Red Oak High School. Not only did these teachers teach us the curriculum, but also life lessons. Mrs. Marsden, I vividly remember my 8th grade year, you were ordering t-shirts for us to wear on our trip to Worlds of Fun. Unfortunately, they never did show up because they were sent to Red Oak, Texas instead of Red Oak, Iowa. So I learned to always double check the shipping address. Or Mr. Rouse saying you can't just add the letter O to any English word and make it Spanish. And lastly, Mr. Pollock telling us that if you're going to cheat on your homework, you still have to show your work. So class of 2022, I want to leave you with this. Continue to persevere when it's hard. Always be grateful, and never underestimate the power of an energy drink and Quizlet. Thank you.
The honor of valedictorian is bestowed on the graduating senior having the highest academic cumulative grade point average for their high school program. As valedictorian, this student is also awarded the J.R. Inman Scholarship valued at $1,000. It is my privilege to present the honor of valedictorian to Aiden Graham.
Well, we have had quite the time at school. We've survived middle school. We survived the middle school. We survived having no school. We survived having school online. We have also survived coming back into school with weird guidelines and rules. We have memories of gas leaks, flooding, and construction that will forever be with us. We have made our mark on the school in more ways than one. We have helped guide the underclassmen in the ways of high school, and we have scattered ducks and some other stuff around the school as well, so that we can show the rest of the high school that we're going out with a bang. Our time at Red Oak has been anything but ordinary, but that gives us something to look back on. As great as these memories are, now is the time to look forward. As we walk out of this gym today, our future begins. I recently heard a quote from Mike Ditka, former NFL player and coach. Ditka said, "Be an ace." Most people know that an ace is the highest scoring card in a deck, a person who is great at something, or a quick scoring shot in volleyball and tennis. That seems like a pretty good analogy. But ACE is actually an acronym. It stands for attitude, character, and enthusiasm. These are the ways we choose to think, act, and feel as a person. These are all things that we can grow in, and they can shape us as people. These are the things that you control and nobody else. I said that when we walk out these doors in the back today, our future begins. We will be the Red Oak alumni. We are no longer defined by our past actions, activities, or friends. That's the thing about high school. We are involved in almost everything offered to us and devote our lives to it for 4 or more years. That's so much time for self-discovery. For some, getting an identity reset can be a great thing. You can finally move on and create a new and improved life for yourself. For others, you might be wondering who you are underneath all your activities. But here's the thing. Those activities never defined us in the first place. Dick had talked about being an ace. That has been our identity. We just didn't really know it. How we think and feel and portray ourselves is all part of our identity. Our activities help shape those things, but they can never define us. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be known as? You get to decide that. We get to walk out of here with our heads held high, knowing we just finished high school, a major milestone, and we get to step into a future that we have the ability to create. We are going to step into that future knowing who we are, who we want to be, and know that we get to make that enhancement for ourselves. As much as we have control over our future plans and our identity, We obviously have had people and will always have people there to help us along the way. Like Mr. Pollock, he taught us the valuable lesson of doing things in our own time and not caving into peer pressure, especially when it comes to grading. Mr. Lorenz taught us to show school spirit by riding a motorcycle and wearing a tiger head. Mr. Williams taught us that we are the best school around because he left school to come to us. And of course, Mr. Perrin taught us that troublemakers make the best rule enforcers. We will always have the staff here and our friends and our families to help us in any step of life that we may encounter. Because just like the High School Musical movies and Mr. Kipley has quoted, we're all in this together. Thank you.
Now for the best part. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Education and myself, I am pleased to present these candidates for graduation. They have fulfilled their graduation requirements as set forth by the Red Oak Community School Board of Directors. The candidates are graduate Tyler Ray Adams. Oh. Tyler, you're the only one that's going to get that round of applause. Please hold your applause till the end. Thank you. Graduating with honors and distinction, Allie Jean Marie Allison. Graduating with honors and distinction, Cameron Colleen Bass. Graduating with honors, Peyton Joe Bass. Graduate Alicia Lee Baumfalk. Graduating with honors, Olivia Grace Beam. Graduating with honors and distinction, Taylor Ann Bennett. Graduating with honors, Baylor James Bergren. Graduate Kyle J. Berkey. Graduating with honors and distinction, Ashlyn Ann Blackman. Graduating with honors and distinction, Nolan Kenneth Ryan Blackman. Graduate Alexis Lynn Bowen. Graduate Macy Ray Boswell. Graduate Jaden Alexander Briggs. Graduating with honors and distinction, Elizabeth Grace Carbaugh. Graduating with honors and distinction, Jordan Ann Carlson. Graduating with honors and distinction, Tori Lee Carrick. Graduate Connor Joe Christensen. Graduate Joshua Garrett Coover. Graduate Joseph Evander Daniel. Graduate Marissa Alexis Dietering. Graduating with honors, Kate Renee Eady. Graduate Jasmine Rose Elwood. Graduate Novalee Jean Fink. Graduating with honors, Nicholas Ryan Fouts. Graduate Cadence Rayanne Fussell. Graduate Alina Nicole Gonzalez. Graduating with honors and distinction, Aiden Suzanne Graham. Graduating with honors and distinction, Anna Renee Grizzard. Graduate Edward Jack Hale. Graduating with honors and distinction, Delaney Lene Hall. Graduate Odin Alexander Vincent Hathaway. Graduate Carrie Joseph Hayes. Graduating with honors and distinction, Shelby Denise Heitman. Graduating with honors and distinction, Grayson Lee Hewitt. Graduate Audrey Jean Hill. Graduating with honors, Alyssa Jo Hoberg. Graduate Patrick Lee Holste. Graduate Haley Nicole Jackson. Graduating with honors and distinction, Reese Abby Jackson. Graduating with honors but not in attendance, Abby Marie Johnson. Also graduating but not in attendance, Alexis Marie Johnson. Now graduate, Austin Michael Johnson. Graduating with honors, Caden Bryce Johnson. Graduating with honors and distinction, Ryan Dean Johnson. Graduate Wyatt James Klemick. Graduating with honors and distinction, Trinity Grace Lamar. Graduating with honors, Kayla Louise Larson. Graduating with honors, Julie May Loftusness. Graduating with honors and distinction, Jessica Amber Lukehart. Graduate Gavin Shane McMillan. Graduate Davin Michael Thomas McRae. Receiving a certificate of attendance, foreign exchange student, Livia Mehta. Graduate Jessica Andrea Nunez. Graduating with honors and distinction, Lennon Elizabeth O'Neill. Graduating with honors and distinction, Delana Elise Olson. Graduate Eric Joseph Pappas. Graduating but not in attendance, Emily Ann Parkhurst. Graduate Jasmine Josephine Perez. Graduate John Bono Piper. Graduating with honors and distinction, Lindsay Lane Porter. Graduating with honors and distinction, Stephanie Ramos. Graduating with honors, Carly Ann Wrench. Graduating with honors and distinction, Gannon Earl Salick. Graduating with honors, Chase Allen Sandholm. Receiving a certificate of attendance, Kara Danielle Sego. Graduating with honors and distinction, James Bradley Sifford. Graduate Luke Simon Sperling. Graduating with honors, Maddie Lee Stevens. Receiving a certificate of attendance, Truman David Stickland. Graduating with honors, Peyton Marie Stylen. Graduate Alfredo Torres Lopez. Graduate Jacob Dylan Ullman. Graduate Anna Marie Vandre. Graduate Jalen Cade Van Houten. Graduating with honors and distinction, Sebastian Vasquez. Graduating with honors and distinction, Alexis Vera Ramos. And graduate Brecken Avery Weston. Teachers go. It is. You may be seated. It is without further ado, I proudly present to you the graduating class, Red Oak Junior Senior High School 2002. 2022.